Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in life when people expect you to break. They assume you will fall to your knees, plead for mercy, and surrender to your circumstances. They count on your desperation. They wait for your tears. But instead of begging, you chose to rise. Instead of crawling, you stood tall. Instead of breaking, you walked away, stronger than ever. When people encounter hardship or face rejection, it's easy to assume that their self-worth has been diminished. The external circumstances often cloud their internal perception of who they are, and that's when vulnerability can emerge. The belief that your worth is dependent on the approval or treatment of others is a dangerous path, one that leaves you at the mercy of people or situations beyond your control. But strength comes when you realize that your value does not fluctuate based on other people's perceptions of you. And this realization is the foundation of walking away stronger. When they thought you would beg, you chose to walk away because you understood your inherent worth and refused to surrender it for the sake of acceptance or validation. In a world where success is often equated with external approval, whether it's through relationships, career achievements, or societal expectations, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. People around you might see you as someone to take advantage of or manipulate, assuming that they hold the power in the relationship. They might believe that your sense of self is fragile, that they can push you to the brink of desperation, and that you'll beg them for mercy, love, or recognition. But when you recognize your own worth, you no longer allow those external forces to dictate your happiness, your progress, or your self-perception. You no longer feel the need to beg for things that don't honor you, things that don't uplift your soul, or contribute positively to your life. Self-worth is not a negotiable concept, and this is where many people falter. They may feel like they are at the mercy of others, that they need to meet certain expectations to feel validated. When you don't have a strong sense of who you are, it's easy to mistake love for dependency, loyalty for sacrifice, or respect for submission. This dependency can lead to begging for the bare minimum of attention or affection, believing that without it you are incomplete or unworthy, but this is a false narrative. The moment you understand that your worth is intrinsic, not earned or bought, your approach to life changes dramatically. You stop begging for scraps from people who don't value you fully and start demanding what you deserve. Respect, honesty, kindness, and reciprocity. Walking away from situations or people that undermine your worth isn't a defeat. It's an act of courage and clarity. When you walk away from a situation that is no longer serving you, it's because you've recognized that staying would only continue to erode your sense of self. The strength lies in making that decision without needing to beg for another chance or plead for someone to understand your worth. It's about recognizing that your happiness is not in their hands, but in your own. This is when real growth happens. When you step away from what doesn't align with your values, you give yourself the space to discover what truly resonates with you. You start investing in relationships and opportunities that reflect your true worth, ones that bring out the best in you rather than diminish you. To walk away stronger, you must first understand that your value is not something that can be negotiated. It's not something that can be bartered, sold, or taken away. Your worth is a constant, no matter what others think or say. This is the core of your inner strength. It's not about being immune to rejection or immune to hurt. It's about understanding that even in those moments of vulnerability or challenge, you still possess value that no one can take from you. You are whole, you are enough, and you deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. That realization shifts everything. This shift in perspective is transformative because it helps you break free from cycles of self-doubt and dependency. So many times, people will remain in toxic relationships or uncomfortable situations because they fear they will never find something better, or they feel unworthy of anything greater. They stay and beg for crumbs of attention, love, or affection, afraid to step away for fear of being alone. But when you come to terms with your own worth, you see that there is always room for growth and progress. There are always new opportunities, new people, and new beginnings. The idea that you must beg for anything changes because you know you are capable of creating a fulfilling life on your own terms. You begin to believe that you are worthy of the very best, and that anything less is simply not enough. The strength to walk away comes when you are grounded in your understanding of who you are and what you deserve. This requires self-awareness, self-compassion, and above all, self-respect. It's not easy to recognize when someone or something is diminishing your sense of self, and it's even harder to let go of those attachments. But true strength is not about forcing others to recognize your worth. It's about recognizing it yourself. It's about standing tall and refusing to settle for anything less than what reflects your true potential. When you realize that your self-worth is non-negotiable, you find the courage to walk away from situations that do not serve you, no matter how difficult or painful it may seem. In fact, walking away can be the greatest sign of strength because it requires an immense amount of courage to let go of what no longer aligns with your values and to trust that something better awaits you. The power in walking away is not just in distancing yourself from what hurts or holds you back, but in choosing a future that honors your true self. When you stop begging for scraps and walk away from what diminishes you, you make room for the abundance that awaits. They thought you would beg, but you walked away stronger because you finally recognized your worth. Your value is not something that others can take from you, nor is it something that needs to be earned through manipulation or sacrifice. It is inherent, unshakable, and constant. The true strength lies in understanding that your worth is non-negotiable and choosing to walk away from situations that don't honor that. When you do this, you not only reclaim your power, but you also open yourself to greater opportunities, deeper connections, and a life that truly reflects who you are. The strength to walk away is the strength to choose yourself and to move forward with confidence and courage, knowing that you are worthy of everything you desire. Life is full of challenges, and while many view these challenges as obstacles to be avoided, there is another way to look at them. For those who have the resilience to push through hardship, these same challenges become powerful tools for growth. Instead of letting pain and struggle break us down, we can choose to use those moments as fuel to transform ourselves. The idea of walking away stronger doesn't simply come from avoiding pain. It's about how we respond to that pain and how we use it to evolve into a better version of ourselves. When rejection, betrayal, or failure happens, it's easy to feel lost. But when you shift your perspective, you realize that pain is often the catalyst for the strength that you seek. By facing hardship head-on and using it to your advantage, you become not only more capable of handling future difficulties, but you also gain a deeper understanding of your own power. The journey of transformation through pain starts with acceptance. It's easy to think of life's challenges as unfair or unjust, but instead of staying in that mindset of helplessness or bitterness, one of the most powerful actions you can take is to embrace what you cannot change. This does not mean that you accept wrongdoing or that you become passive in the face of adversity. Instead, it means acknowledging that pain, rejection, and difficulty are part of life. They are not signs that you are weak or inadequate. They are simply experiences that all of us face in different forms and at different times. When you accept that these hardships are not just possible, but inevitable, you free yourself from the victim mentality that can keep you stuck in the past. The next step is turning that pain into motivation. After experiencing a setback, it's easy to fall into self-doubt, questioning your abilities, your worth, or your future. When a dream falls apart, or when people you trusted turn their backs on you, it's natural to feel disillusioned or discouraged. But these feelings of doubt are temporary, and they don't have to define you. The true strength comes when you decide to use that pain as fuel to propel yourself forward. Instead of letting rejection define your potential, you begin to redefine it. You look at the hurt, the disappointment, and the anger, and you channel that energy into something productive. Pain becomes the fire that drives you to push beyond your limits, to work harder, and to seek new opportunities. You learn from what happened, you make changes where necessary, and you rise from the ashes of your struggle with a deeper understanding of who you are and what you are capable of achieving. Transforming pain into power is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process of growth. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to learn something new about yourself, to develop resilience, and to strengthen your character. If you approach each difficulty as a lesson rather than a roadblock, you begin to see the patterns in your life, that are meant to push you toward your greater purpose. For example, a failed relationship may teach you more about setting healthy boundaries and recognizing your worth in relationships. A lost job may push you to develop new skills or pursue a passion you had previously neglected. These experiences, though painful at the time, ultimately make you stronger and more prepared for the future. In addition to internal growth, transforming pain into power also has external benefits. When you choose to walk away from something that no longer serves you, whether it's a toxic relationship, a job that doesn't value you, or a personal dream that is no longer aligned with your goals, you set the stage for new, positive opportunities. When you hold on to something out of fear or comfort, even when it's causing you pain, you're limiting your own potential. Walking away from something that is holding you back, whether it's a person, a situation, or a mindset, frees you up to attract better opportunities that will help you grow. Once you stop allowing yourself to be defined by the past or the hurt, you open the door to the future and the endless possibilities it holds. This transformation is not always easy. It requires patience, perseverance, and a commitment to your own personal growth. It means confronting your fears and doubts head on, acknowledging your feelings of pain or rejection without letting them control you. But when you make the choice to rise above these challenges, you become stronger in ways you never imagined. You learn that you are capable of overcoming almost anything life throws your way, not because you are invincible, but because you are adaptable. You are resilient. You understand that hardship is not the end, it's simply the beginning of a new chapter in your life. The people who walk away stronger after hardship are not those who are immune to pain. They are the ones who are willing to learn from it. They understand that life's most painful moments often lead to the most profound growth. They see rejection as redirection, betrayal as a lesson in trust, and failure as the foundation for success. When they face difficulty, they do not see themselves as victims, but as active participants in their own evolution. The strength comes not from avoiding pain, but from transforming it into something meaningful. By doing so, they find the courage to move forward, stronger, wiser, and more capable than they were before. When faced with setbacks, it's easy to feel as if life is working against you, but the true power lies in your ability to turn that pain into something productive. Each challenge you face has the potential to make you stronger, more capable, and more self-aware. When you choose to transform pain into power, you take control of your own growth and healing. You no longer allow circumstances to dictate your worth or your future. Instead, you rise above them, turning each struggle into a stepping stone toward your greater self. So while others may think that pain will break you, what they don't see is that every hardship makes you more resilient, more determined, and ultimately stronger than ever before. Choosing to walk away from situations, relationships, or environments that no longer serve you is often misunderstood as a form of failure, when in fact it is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. The act of walking away is not a retreat or surrender. It is a conscious and intentional choice to move towards something better. It signifies an understanding that growth cannot happen in a space that limits you, and staying in such a place only hinders your potential. For many, the idea of leaving behind something familiar, even if it's unhealthy, can be terrifying. Yet, true strength is not found in enduring what is toxic or unfulfilling. It's found in the courage to let go, to walk away, and to step into a future where you are free to thrive. The idea that walking away is a victory comes from the realization that you no longer need to endure situations that bring you pain or prevent your growth. It's easy to convince yourself that you have to stick it out, that true loyalty or commitment means staying regardless of the cost. But what if staying comes at the expense of your happiness, your peace, and your well-being? There is nothing honorable in sacrificing your mental, emotional, and physical health for the sake of something or someone that does not respect or value you. Walking away is not about quitting or giving up. It's about preserving your worth and choosing to surround yourself with circumstances that allow you to flourish. One of the greatest misconceptions is that walking away from something means admitting defeat or failure. In reality, it's often the opposite. The decision to walk away comes from a place of strength and self-respect. It takes a great deal of inner resolve to recognize that a situation, person, or even a goal is no longer aligned with your life and values. It's a recognition that in order to evolve and move forward, you need to create the space for new possibilities, new people, and new experiences. This clarity doesn't come from weakness. It comes from the awareness that what you are holding on to is only weighing you down. This decision also requires a level of emotional intelligence. It's easy to stay in a relationship or job because of the familiarity or comfort, but deep down you know that it's no longer nourishing you or helping you grow. Walking away in such cases doesn't come from an emotional outburst or irrational decision. It comes from carefully weighing your worth against the circumstances. When you choose to walk away from something that no longer serves you, you are essentially telling yourself that you deserve more, that you are worthy of environments that respect your growth and value your presence. It is an act of self-empowerment and liberation. It's important to recognize that walking away is not about burning bridges or leaving people behind in anger. It's about recognizing that the path you were once on no longer supports your well-being or your dreams. The act of leaving allows you to move forward in a way that fosters your personal growth and mental health. Whether it's a relationship that has become toxic, a job that no longer aligns with your values, or a project that isn't fulfilling your purpose, the ability to walk away represents a conscious choice to prioritize your future over the temporary comfort of staying in an unhealthy situation. One of the most profound aspects of walking away is the freedom it brings. Staying in a situation that feels wrong or draining limits your potential because you are bound to the circumstances. The longer you remain in a situation where you're unappreciated, overlooked, or disrespected, the more you allow those negative influences to drain your energy and prevent you from seeking out better opportunities. Walking away breaks those chains. It gives you the freedom to redefine your future, to make decisions that honor your worth, and to surround yourself with people and situations that encourage your growth. Another powerful result of walking away is the shift in your mindset. Often we are taught to think that success comes from persevering through difficulties, even when it's unhealthy or detrimental. But success is not about surviving in a space that hurts you. It's about thriving in environments that empower you. When you walk away from something that no longer serves you, you are declaring that your peace of mind and happiness are more important than clinging to something that drains you. This decision builds confidence because it reinforces the understanding that you have the power to choose your own path. Each time you make the decision to walk away from something that isn't right for you, you build the mental muscle to make those decisions more easily in the future. Walking away is also a significant act of self-love. Often we find it difficult to walk away from toxic people or situations because we fear being alone or misunderstood. We may feel guilty for leaving people or opportunities behind, even when we know they are not in our best interest. However, self-love requires us to set boundaries and recognize when something is no longer a healthy part of our journey. By walking away, you are putting yourself first, something that is crucial for long-term emotional and mental well-being. You are acknowledging that you cannot give from an empty cup and that in order to be your best self for others, you need to take care of yourself first. The act of walking away is ultimately an act of embracing change. Many people fear change because it represents the unknown, but change is often the key to unlocking the next phase of our lives. When you walk away, you make room for new experiences, new relationships, and new growth. It's in the unknown that you will find the opportunities that truly align with who you are and where you want to go. Every time you walk away from what no longer serves you, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. Walking away is not a sign of weakness or failure. It's a declaration of strength and self-respect. It takes courage to walk away from situations, people, or environments that no longer align with your values or your vision for the future. When you make the decision to leave behind what hurts you, you create the space to attract better things into your life. You stop settling for less than you deserve and start moving toward the life that reflects your true worth. Every step you take away from a toxic situation is a step toward a brighter, more fulfilling future. And ultimately, walking away is a victory because it is a clear message to yourself and the world. You will no longer accept anything less than the best for yourself. The journey toward personal growth and strength often involves the process of finding clarity within oneself, especially during moments of uncertainty and hardship. The process of walking away from situations that no longer serve you is not merely about escaping discomfort or avoiding challenges. It is about gaining clarity about who you are, what you value, and where you want to go. When life presents obstacles or setbacks, it can be easy to lose sight of your goals and values. However, the decision to walk away, to step out of situations that drain you, is often the catalyst for finding this clarity. It is through these moments of reflection, struggle, and even pain that we begin to understand more about our true selves. At times, people may feel trapped by circumstances, believing that they are obligated to stay in certain situations because of external expectations, societal norms, or perceived duties. For instance, we may feel compelled to stay in a job that no longer brings us fulfillment because we fear the consequences of changing career paths. We may stay in relationships that are toxic out of a sense of loyalty or obligation, even when we know that they are unhealthy. In these moments, the most powerful thing we can do is step back and ask ourselves, what do I truly want? What aligns with my values and brings me peace? When you are able to pause and reflect in this way, you open the door to understanding your true desires and needs. The process of walking away from something or someone that no longer serves you forces you to ask difficult questions about your life and your choices. It encourages a deep self-awareness that can be transformative. By removing yourself from situations that hold you back, you allow yourself the mental and emotional space to reevaluate your life's direction. This reevaluation is not just about figuring out what to avoid, but also about gaining insight into what truly excites, motivates, and fulfills you. This newfound clarity enables you to better understand your personal limits, strengths, and boundaries. Sometimes, we may stay in unhealthy situations because we do not recognize our own worth, or because we have not yet developed the confidence to assert our needs. Walking away from toxic environments can be a defining moment in building this self-confidence. When you choose to walk away, you acknowledge that you deserve better. And this act of self-respect marks the beginning of a deeper understanding of your own value. You begin to realize that staying in situations that bring you stress or unhappiness does not serve you. It only keeps you from reaching your full potential. By stepping away, you affirm that you are worthy of peace, growth, and positivity in every area of your life. Walking away also clears the mental and emotional clutter that often clouds your judgment. In toxic environments or unhealthy relationships, negative emotions such as fear, doubt, and anxiety can easily take over. These emotions can blur your sense of self, making it difficult to think clearly or make decisions that align with your best interests. By choosing to step away from situations that perpetuate these feelings, you give yourself the opportunity to regain focus. You regain control over your emotions and start to make decisions that come from a place of clarity and self-assurance, rather than from the confusion of fear or external pressure. This allows you to move forward with a greater sense of purpose and direction, one that is rooted in your values and true desires. The clarity you gain through walking away extends beyond just your sense of self. It also helps you better understand your relationships and your role within them. Often we stay in relationships out of habit, fear, or a desire to please others, even when the relationship no longer serves either party. However, stepping away from unhealthy relationships, whether they are romantic, familial, or platonic, can provide a fresh perspective. It allows you to see those relationships for what they truly are, rather than staying blinded by the emotional attachment or expectations tied to them. With this clarity, you are better equipped to make healthy decisions about how to engage with others in the future, and to attract relationships that are supportive, nurturing, and aligned with your personal growth. The moment of walking away also serves as a powerful reminder that life is fluid and that change is not only inevitable, but necessary for growth. We often get caught in the idea that we must hold on to things or people in order to maintain stability in our lives, but in reality, true stability comes from within. When you gain clarity through walking away, you realize that change is not a threat, but an opportunity. Every time you let go of something that is no longer serving you, you create room for something better to come into your life. Whether it's new opportunities, healthier relationships, or personal growth, walking away opens the door to the unknown, which holds the potential for renewal and transformation. Moreover, gaining clarity from walking away encourages you to approach your goals and ambitions with a renewed sense of purpose. It is easy to become distracted by the noise of the world, by others' expectations, or by your own insecurities. But when you take the time to walk away from distractions and return to your true values and desires, you are better equipped to take focused, intentional action toward the life you want to create. This clarity acts as a compass, guiding your decisions, helping you prioritize what truly matters, and ensuring that you stay true to your vision, even in the face of adversity. One of the most powerful aspects of walking away with clarity is that it reinforces the belief that you are the architect of your own life. By walking away from situations that no longer align with your purpose, you are asserting your agency and taking control of your destiny. You are no longer passively accepting the status quo. Instead, you are actively choosing a path that will lead to greater fulfillment and joy. This sense of empowerment can be life-changing as it shifts your mindset from one of external control to one of personal responsibility and self-direction. Walking away from situations that no longer serve you is not a sign of weakness, but rather an act of strength that brings profound clarity. It forces you to reflect on your life, your values, and your needs, and gives you the opportunity to step into a future that is aligned with your true desires. The clarity gained through this process allows you to understand yourself better, set healthy boundaries, and approach life with a renewed sense of purpose. By walking away, you are not running from problems. You are moving toward a future where you can thrive, free from the limitations of what once held you back. In embracing this clarity, you step into a space where growth, peace, and opportunity are abundant.